here from Eldridge Park in Orleans, where the Harbor Hawks dropped the contest 7-5 to the Orleans Firebirds, who sit at first place in the East Division. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Hawk Talk. Lyle Goldstein, Brendan Howe here with you. And Brendan, tonight for Hyannis, the offense started to come back a little bit. We talked about last night at Katuitt. They were down 5. They come all the way back to tie it at 8-8, and they ultimately dropped the ball game. Tonight, a little bit of a different narrative. They were down 7-0, made it a 2-run ball game, but once again, just couldn't quite close the job.
And they showed good fight, but you know what? There's a lot of positives you can take from this game despite the loss. Rigsby Mosley, you look at him. He had a heck of a night. 3 hits on the day for him. A lot of walks for both sides as well. Hyannis showed some good patience at the plate as well. They drew 10. So you look at that, and you look at the combination of hits. Trevor Hauver had a 4-walk night. Rigsby Mosley, his 3-hit night. A couple of other bats in the lineup. Jared DeSantolo got a pinch hit appearance. So a lot of bats coming into the lineup tonight. Although didn't come out with the win, a lot of positives you can take forward going into tomorrow against YD.
And you talk about the walks. There was a lot of them from both sides tonight. I mean, Hyannis came into the game 10th in the division, 10th in the league rather, in terms of their pitching staff, in terms of walks allowed. Orleans a little bit of a different story. They'd only walked 40 on the season. That ranked 4th in the league. But on both sides, just a ton of walks, a little bit uncharacteristic, especially from an Orleans pitching staff.
Yeah, you mentioned a little out of the blue from the Firebirds tonight on the pitching side of things. 10 walks, which is you almost never see it in a game. That's almost double the amount of a couple of games you could put together. But tonight, Hyannis shows some great patience, as we talked about a little bit earlier on over the course of the broadcast tonight. But you know, you look at that, they stranded a lot of base runners too, and that was really what their Achilles heel was tonight. They stranded, I believe it was about 11 runners on base tonight. So you look at that with a 2-run loss. I think if you could bring some of those guys in, you might have won the ball game.
So Hyannis couldn't quite bring in enough runs tonight, and pitching was up and down. But one positive to take in terms of the Hyannis arms, Jonas Gallardo making his Hyannis debut tonight. 2 shutout innings coming in after a College World Series appearance at Florida State. He looked really, really sharp.
He was awfully impressive, you're right, and he had great command of his fastball. I was awfully impressed with what I saw from him tonight. He worked in a couple breaking balls nicely, worked in a couple strikeouts here and there. So going forward for Gallardo, he could be another key piece of this Hyannis bullpen that struggled a bit.
Tomorrow, Hyannis comes back home for the first of 4 games with the YD Red Sox. It'll be a home-and-home tomorrow and Thursday. What are we expecting out of Hyannis going into tomorrow night against the YD team that's really, really been good offensively so far this year?
Yeah, YD hits and hits a lot. So coming into McKeon Park tomorrow, the Hyannis pitching staff's got to be on their A game tomorrow. I think it's going to come down to fastball command and the free passes, which we talked about so much tonight. I think it's going to be limiting those.
Hyannis and YD set to square off. First pitch set for 6 p.m. We'll talk to you then.